November's affirmation is I am confident, I am focused, I believe in my skills and abilities. Yes, we have 2 more months until 2022, so definitely don't sleep on yourself and don't sleep on nobody else. Happy November. Passion our purpose, profit our pain. I don't want my name to ever be in vain. A life full of substance is the only thing that will remain the same. Millennial thoughts. Welcome back to Millennial Thoughts. We are talking about mentors matter. We don't know what episode this is, but hopefully you all are enjoying it, whether you're watching on YouTube or you are listening to the podcast. And sorry if I sound like I'm under weather because I am, but we try to make this money. Here. What'd you say?
It's okay. You're here.
Yes, I'm here, barely making it, but I'm making it. And this is for you all, okay? So we want to talk about like mentorship, like who would be on your board of directors and like how to find a mentor. Do you have a mentor? What mentorship looks like to us and to you, and why you need a mentor when it comes to adulting, personally, career-wise, and I guess career-wise is professionally, but like just in general, like life will be a good thing to have a mentor as well.
I concur with all that. And I just talked to my students yesterday when I was telling you we had our leadership stuff about how to find a mentor. So that's why when we were like trying to figure out what we were going to talk about, I was like, this is good. Just did it yesterday.
Yeah. So I guess we can talk about like mentorship and like how we got into it or how I even knew about it. But first, I guess we would say a mentor is someone that like gives you advice and helps guide you throughout your career, personal life, or whatever. And if you're looking for a mentor, there are different ways to find mentors. I feel like I personally didn't have mentors for a long time. I guess I looked up to people like they were my mentor, but I really never knew what it was. But like when I was in high school, I wasn't like this mentorship program, but they were like older women. I guess I didn't really think of them as my mentors, but then looking back and I'm like, oh yeah, we did stuff together and I like was a part of different things. And that was cool. But when I got to my freshman year in college, there was this mentorship program called Connect. And I did have a mentor. And now did she meet with me? No. So I was like, what is this? This is not mentorship to me. But actually, then so I was just like, okay, well, I talked to her, whatever. She was over here messaging me. She was an AKA. She over here messaging me about probates and go to this party and go, girl, wait. You ain't gonna ask me about my major. I remember her like one time. Girl, what you doing? So then I talked to other people. They were like my mentors, my friends' mentors and stuff like that. I talked to them. But then it wasn't really till like, I don't even know if it was 2019 is when I graduated my master's program. I think 2018. The higher ed group on Facebook had like a mentorship mentee match. That's where I got my first mentor. It's actually a male. His name is Davion, and we have the same birthday. So I was like, that's so cool, interesting. So I talked to him a lot. Actually, we talked about like traveling. We talked about like he like studied abroad and like did Peace Corps, and we talked about like applying to jobs and stuff like that. So he was really cool. I still do talk to him to this day a little bit. And then I have another mentor. I think I got her like maybe last year, actually 2020. Her name is Ashley. So they're both in the higher ed department, but I'm like, I don't want to. They're both in the higher ed department. That's all I'm gonna say. But they're really cool. They're like Black professionals, but I think he went to tech. Like he went into tech and not like he's not in higher ed anymore or whatever. So that was cool. I didn't have one, like I didn't have her for a long time, but kind of during the pandemic, she connected me with some other people. I would say I talk to her sometimes, but I don't really talk to her that much. But I feel like I have different mentors for different seasons, but I also feel like I could get some more mentors because there's like different things I want to do. So like I'm writing, I'm doing podcasting. So I feel like those are great for professional, but then like also personal and life and stuff like that. I feel like I could get some more mentors in there, but I also feel like it's kind of hard to find those mentors because you just don't really know like what to expect with people and like how they look at mentorship. And then this new thing that I've been hearing, they be like, well, what can you provide the mentor? And it's like, well, good gosh, I thought mentorship was supposed to be something selfish. Like you're supposed to be mentoring me. I come with you and I have an action plan. So that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I know when you said that you as the mentee should have an action plan, that's definitely true because my first experience with like having a mentor, like an official one, was through the Enough program for higher ed. When I was going into my senior year of undergrad, I
Oh, yeah, I did enough program too. We had mentors.
it depended on, well, I mean, you were supposed to, but it depends
Yes.
on how your school like set it up and like how they did the process. Like you're supposed to have one.
Oh, okay. I did have a mentor, but she wasn't really my mentor. Like she wasn't really a mentor, but I worked in a cultural program, so I just put her down as my mentor.
Mhm.
I didn't
So
know what you're talking about. I talk to her all the time, but
that was the first time I had like an official one, and we did meet frequently. She was really helpful. We still talk here and there now, like not like on the mentor mentee relationship because that was literally like 7 years ago now, but she still we check in with each other. And then I think that was like really helpful for me. And after that, I have like people who I've met along the way in higher ed that are like people I always call like ask for advice or something like that. But I can't really think of like a official mentor that I have now. I feel like I have more so like you said, like a board of directors of like who do you consult for things. And then
mm-hmm.
I did do a program for professionals through NASPA higher education organization. It was for women in higher ed, and they paired you with like a senior leadership person. And her
Uh-huh.
and I, we did meet pretty frequently and like checked in. And then we actually met like at the conference when it was in person. I think that one was in Philly. And then after the conference, we didn't talk like too much, but like I think that she was helpful for the time, like when I was utilizing her and stuff. And then it just became like too much to try to meet because life, jobs, everything's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that I've been a mentor to like plenty of students through the Enough program, the program that I was in, but also just like students just gravitating. And then I feel like not that it's weird to call somebody your mentor, but the people that I think about, like I said, for me, or the people that I am mentors to, or they view me as a mentor, for most of them, like they started as my student, like they worked with me, or I supervised them, or I advised them. But now it's like we're friends too. So it's
Uh-huh.
like they still view me as a mentor, but like we're also friends. Like, so then it's like, am I a mentor? But if they view me that way, then
Uh-huh. Yeah,
okay.
I keep it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I do when I was in my internship, it was like, oh, you can be my if you need mentorship, da, da, da. But I'm like, oh, are you really sure? I didn't keep up with them that much. But I mentor like younger girls, like middle school girls. I actually really like mentorship and I want to do it more, but I feel like when you don't have a name, you can't really do it. I want to do like a program and stuff like that. But I mentored some. I don't really mentor a lot. But then I'm like, shoot, I can't really mentor because I don't even got my life together. So I'd be like, let me not mentor you.
And then there was like somebody like I forgot how long ago it was, but somebody like connected me with somebody to be like a mentor to them. And then going back to kind of like what you're saying of like people think that the mentee should come with something. Not that I thought that, but it's like you need to, as the mentee, have like accountability for yourself and like want to do this and like even communicate if you don't want to do it because the girl like never would show up when we were supposed to meet or like, and I don't even think I ever heard like back from her again, which
Oh,
was
see,
fine.
no, that's a waste of time.
Exactly. And it was fine, but I reconnected like back with the person who put us in connection and like just let them know like, hey, like they never reached back out or they didn't show up. But on my end, like I was like, I want to follow up because of like the person I am, but like I'm not gonna follow up because like you sought me out to like help you
Okay.
or something.
Yeah. Oh, my mentor right now, she is definitely like, hold yourself accountable. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. I'm like, okay, girl. I can only do so much. But yeah, she definitely holds me accountable. But it was crazy because this one lady was like, "Oh, you sound like you need a mentor," and I was like, "Yeah, I actually do need a mentor. Like, I need a couple different mentors, whatever." And so she's like, "Yeah, connect with me, and we're gonna do a meet stuff like that." And I reached back out to her and I messaged her and everything, and it's like crickets. So then I'm like, if you don't want to be a mentor, you don't have to say you want to be my mentor and then don't do it. On the other hand, like, don't have me like, oh, okay, I'm about to meet with somebody, they're about to be my mentor and blah blah blah, and then you don't even meet me and we don't even have a mentor mentee relationship, because like I do take that seriously, and I feel like as young Black women, like we should be able to look up to some older Black women. Like there's a lot of them out here, and I feel like y'all should be willing to help because y'all was in this situation as well too. But I'm like, don't play with me and my time. If you don't want to be a mentor, then just say you don't want to be one. You shouldn't suggest anything at all.
Or I feel like even just with the student affairs, like I know we talk about higher ed a lot, but it's because that's like the field that we are like familiar with. But a lot of professionals will be like, oh my God, like, yeah, that's my mentee, that's my mentee. But it's like, are you actually helping them or like doing anything with them? Or are you just calling them that because you talked to them once and gave them like advice? Not really being a mentor if you just gave somebody advice once.
Yeah, that's advice once. That's true. I don't know, but I feel like in our I feel like in our profession, it is a lot of like, find you a mentor, get you a mentor, find you a mentor, get you a mentor. I feel like there is in other industries something like that, but I don't know if it's like
as prominent.
As what?
Prominent in like as it
yeah, like I feel like you gotta seek them out, you gotta know them, and I don't really know how the other industries go.
Yeah. And I think too for higher ed, like the issue, like how you were saying, like you want to seek out more for like your now like adult life. I think that like going back to just even adulting, like when people are getting older, they associate that somehow with like you don't need help anymore or like you don't need guidance. Which
it's
is
like, no, this is the time I need it.
like I really wish that people would just treat people like not treat them like kids, like babying them, but like we will do every and anything for kids. Like birthdays, you be getting them all these gifts. Christmas, you get them all these gifts. Like you're always giving them all this advice. Like you're like caring, you're like patient, but the second you become like an adult, like that's out the window.
Oh yes, I remember you talking about that one time before.
And that's you just treat everybody like you treat babies.
That's an interesting point, because honestly, I was reading this girl's status and she said, I mean, not to put her business out, I don't even know her name, so it don't matter, but she said she grew up in foster care, and she said that foster care prepared her for adulthood. Like they taught her how to budget, they taught her how to find an apartment, like they taught her all these things. And I mean, granted, like her parents wasn't in her life, but I'm like, if the foster people can teach that, then so can school. Like they could teach you how to budget, they could teach you how to balance a check, they could teach you, oh, she said how to grocery shop and stuff like that. And I'm like, that should be across the board, like foster kid or not, like you should teach people how to do that.
I think that like K through 12 education just needs to be like revamped with those things. And then like college, I mean, we host programs and stuff like that, but a lot of schools will go in with the mindset of like students don't care about these things, and then like usually they don't care about it until like the last minute, and then they're trying to soak in like all this information, which is also just why it's good to have like a mentor, even if you don't like that word, just like somebody that can give you real information. But at the other side too, I feel like, I don't know about your experience in college, but because my mentor was so geared towards of like getting a career in student affairs, like we would talk about like life stuff, but it wasn't like we were talking about adulting things or like personal development outside of work. Like we were talking about like work stuff, and we would talk about like how identity plays a role in the jobs I'm looking for, or how identity would play a role in like just working and stuff. But again, not like personal things like insurance, or like we talked about money a little bit just because like higher ed doesn't pay people
a dime.
Yeah, but it wasn't like growth and development. But then at the same time, I guess like for me, I got that stuff through like leadership trainings we had. So again, it just depends on like what you're doing.
But then I know, because I also think like maybe they're like, well, your parents should have taught you about like insurance.
The parents didn't know either, though. That's a whole nother situation.
Yeah, especially if you're in debt, because I don't think our parents they definitely wasn't as much debt as we were in. So it's like we already we already dug a hole right when we got out of college. Meanwhile, they didn't do it that way. Like they went to school and they worked. So Yeah, I
School
could
was
see
cheaper.
it. What'd you say?
School was cheaper too.
Definitely cheaper. I don't know why everything keeps going up. Like,
But Joseph extended the deadline for the little loans, and
okay, said till January. Hallelujah. They need to keep extending it to
they need
2029.
to just cancel it because you haven't gotten this money since March 2020 was the last time you got it. We are in.
You don't need it, but I think people are still paying on it. But at this
One of
point, you
my
don't.
friends did because he had such a low amount that he paid it off.
Yeah.
Only had like a couple thousand, so like
Well, you don't need mine.
yeah, I know I'm not paying it at all.
No, at all. If I paid that, I would literally be out on the street. So at that point, I'll be working for free. I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. But then for finding a mentor as an adult, I feel like that still is hard because
Mm-hmm.
it depends on what you want it for, but then it's like, how do you find somebody if you don't have somebody in mind, or like, honestly, you're not involved. Like, if you don't have a network of people that you can like ask or reach out to, like, how do you find
It's like, who do you go? Yeah. For that, I know people always say Facebook, but I would be in the Facebook groups. But like, if you're looking for one for careers, I would say you should look in Facebook, LinkedIn, and
oh,
like typing in what your career is, and then you can see it. And then you can see the groups are like whatever your professional is, like whatever your professional is, whatever your profession is, you can look at those groups and see who's in there.
LinkedIn, that's a good idea. I mean, I don't necessarily need that because again, higher ed helps, but I didn't even think that like LinkedIn, you can do that for your career. And then I feel like with some things going digitally too, like and online, probably be easier to find people like in other places because it doesn't have to be like location bound.
Yeah, that is one of the best things. Is it don't have to be location bound. I love not being location bound, even though I am location bound. But like in hindsight, if I didn't have to be location bound, that would be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, who would be on your board of directors if you
Uh,
can have anybody on there?
oh, like anybody. So not like who's on it now, just if I'm making one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're making one. Mm-hmm.
Obviously Beyonce. And not even just because I love Beyonce, I would also just say Beyonce because like one, we don't know her business. So I want to get the secrets of how do we just not have anybody know your business and you like live your life and like what are your boundaries because you have to have
Well, high. That
yeah,
is a boundary. High
exactly.
and by. But I be confused because they be traveling, they be having parties and have people at their house.
Non-disclosures, non-disclosures.
Oh well, yeah, that like that is what it is.
Okay, definitely Beyonce. Mm, Gabrielle Union.
Oh, you like her? Did you read her book? Oh yeah, I read her book.
New one, but I
She
love
got a new one.
mm-hmm.
Oh no, I didn't read that one. I read
No, the new one I didn't read yet. It didn't come out yet. But
oh damn, I read Let's Wine About It or something like that. I'm like, oh
yeah,
gosh.
that was good.
New book.
I would say Gabrielle Union. Definitely love it. You know, we
I
love
know. I was like, what? I'm surprised you didn't say her first.
um I'm trying to think of like any like males, but oh, this has nothing to do with like necessary advice, but I would just pick Chandler Moore because I love that man's voice. Like if
Who's Taylor Moore?
is a Christian singer, love him, love him. His voice is great.
Oh,
Like that literally has nothing to do with advice. It's more so that he will be
he'll be
calming,
talking to you.
yes, and soothing and bring the good Lord with him.
Bring the good Lord and bless us.
No,
Praise
literally.
and worship.
Yeah, I feel like those are solid four people. Beyonce, Lovey, and Gabrielle Union and Chandler Moore. And I'm pretty sure like Beyonce, Gabrielle Union, and Lovey are all friends. So
I'm like these. Not they're all friends.
I'm pretty sure they are, but I think that's pretty solid. I'm really trying to think hard about other celebrities I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid group.
I would choose Oprah Winfrey. I'm choosing the billionaire team. Oprah, Tyler, Rihanna.
Yeah, Tyler is good because I think we talked about on one of them how people just would play him so bad, but it doesn't matter because he's
a
out.
billionaire. Yeah, and I would choose Shonda.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say I have Issa too. How can I forget Issa? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Issa.
Popped out married and didn't tell anybody.
But I was really confused about that because I'm like, my sis was engaged. I don't know if people didn't follow her, but I knew she was engaged. So when everybody was like, oh, she got engaged. Oh, she got married. I'm like, y'all, I mean, what's the next steps after you get engaged? Like, you get married.
Engaged, but I thought that they broke up. Not
Why
that I
broke up
with, I thought they broke up. I don't know. I think it was like her ring. She didn't have the ring on for a while or something. I don't remember. But when she posted the picture, I genuinely thought it was like a photo shoot at first because again, like nobody was posting like she's married and she just posted like, oh, had a photo shoot or whatever. And we're like, okay.
She must have some NDAs because I didn't see nothing.
Like Yvonne Orji was posting some videos and stuff, but again, she never said like we're at Issa's wedding or like congrats.
Oh, so that's why I'm like, they know she's private, so she must have some non-disclosure shoes because nobody knew. Actually, I kind of reached out to one of her like people, but it's like she's out of town, but like didn't nobody know it was like for Issa's wedding. So I'm like, people was there, but I feel like she might have some non-disclosures, like don't tell nobody you're in France for my wedding.
Yeah,
he's pretty private too. But I was just like, honestly, I'm surprised she even posted that she even got married because she's so private. I'm really surprised that she posted that. But I thought it was funny. I knew she was married when she wrote it. Excuse me, but I do like Issa. I read her book. I took a masterclass. Didn't get too far on it because I'm quite busy, but I'm working on it. But I took Shonda Rhimes' masterclass.
I did read Issa's book too.
Yes, Awkward Black Girl. I was weak up in the book.
And I almost am done with Lovey's book, finally, Professional Troublemaker.
Oh, yes. How are you liking it?
It's good because I did a presentation. Like I had to finish it because I did a presentation too for our students this week on it, but it was good. I really liked it. I knew I was going to because again, we love her.
It's Lovey, yes. I liked the first chapter when it was like, this is who you are, say who you are. And it was like, define your name. I can't really remember it now. But it's like, if you're a professional troublemaker, like you made it, you make it. I think one thing, I don't know. I mean, I think she's like a cool person. I don't know her. Of course, I don't know her personally, but I don't know her story, but I know she did a lot with Shonda Rhimes. I just find it interesting, like how she created her own writer's journey. Because if I'm gonna be honest, I knew that I liked to write when I was in middle school, but like you never know, like that could be an actual career. And for her to make it an actual career, I feel like that is so dope. And she don't do screenwriting. She don't like, she speaks and stuff like that. So I think that's so cool. So that's one reason why I like to follow her and stuff like that.
It's kind of like how we talked about too, though, of like, we know it's possible, but like how? Yeah. And for her story, I feel like
I need her to be my mentor.
And not that it was
listening, Lovey.
And not that it was like random that she became so famous, but it kind of was because it was the TED Talk, which has nothing to do with her writing per se. People just really started liking her TED Talk, and that's how they found out about her.
Yeah, that's definitely how I found out about her. But then I do know she was talking about she was writing all that stuff on Shonda Rhimes. I forgot, what was the show called? Grey's Anatomy? No, Scandal. She was doing reviews on Scandal.
Scandal, yes, that's what she said.
Yeah, and Shonda Rhimes seen it. So I'm like, that's crazy because now she's right now she has like a blog and stuff like that. I'm like, that's all I want to do: blog, podcast, and speaking. That's all I want to do. But then 10 years is a lot. Even like Yvonne has a book come out. I want to read her book, Bamboozled by Jesus.
It, last weekend. That's the next book I'm gonna read.
Oh, you bought it? Yeah, I'm doing a book club and I'm reading the Kiara Shear book. That's really good. It's called Big, Bold, and Beautiful. I'm reading her book. That's pretty good. But yeah, next I want to read Bamboozled by Jesus. Yvonne's story is kind of interesting too. And it's so funny, like they're both like Nigerian.
But again, Yvonne blew up because of Insecure, but she had obviously been like working and doing stuff beforehand. And then I'm pretty sure from her story, I don't remember where she said it, or I could be like mixing it up, but I don't think that she even like wanted to audition for Molly, or she didn't even think she was gonna get it. And
yeah, I think she was friends with Issa, and Issa told her to do it. Because I don't think she really wants to be an actress. I think she wanted to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Well, she low-key wants to be a rapper, but yeah, I don't think she wants to be an actress. I think she wants to be a comedian, but it just like came with it. So I think that's always cool too. And I think that's one thing that I'm learning too now is like where you're at, how you get. I mean, it don't matter how you get there as long as you get there. But I feel like that's the hardest thing too, is like knowing your path is like, I want to be this, but how am I going to get there? And life throws so many things at you that you don't even know if you can process how to get to the next step.
Yeah.
And that's why I think mentorship is important.
And I feel like you also feel like there's so many people doing the same thing that like, how do you like do it? And again, you know it's possible because you see all the bloggers and writers and stuff that are getting paid for it and just like living their life. But
But how? But how? And they be like consistency. There has to be something else. Like
yeah,
with Issa Rae, I mean, I never really honestly watched Awkward Black Girl. I never watched Insecure until my friend told me about it. I never really told my friends I wanted to be writers, but when I watched Insecure, then I watched Awkward Black Girl, I'm like, cool. And I'm like, how did she do this? So you like looking to see how you do, and you're like, okay, I want to do this. And then you see what you got to do. You're like, hold up.
no,
How did this work? Like, how did this come about?
for like the adulting scene, like obviously some people have been like, oh my God, like, yeah, this is so great. Like you definitely can like do this and like it can take off. And I believe that it definitely can. But when you work like a 9 to 5 in our field and it's so busy and hectic, it just makes it feel like, how do I like do that stuff like still after work and everything? And then obviously, you know, there's the people saying like, oh, like just quit your job and this and that. But like,
Wow.
people have
Are they giving out free checks?
exactly like that's the thing. So it's just it's interesting. And I think even aside from just like wanting to get paid to like blog or write, like people are just quitting their jobs because they're just like tired too, which is
Mentally exhausted. They need to give a check for that.
and I feel like good thinking about that of just like bad mentorship because I just thinking about like when I've been talking to one of my friends about how like just draining work is. And again, higher ed, like and working in education has always been tiring, but the past year and a half has obviously been way more tiring than previously. And I feel like talking to them, they're like, oh, like it sounds like you're just losing your passion because where you are now. And I was like, no, I'm not losing my passion. Like I like working with students, I like developing students, I like developing people, but something's got to give with this like crazy like rat race of like things have to just get done. So from his advice of saying like, oh, like you should just like work at a different school or whatever, I'm like, but that's not gonna solve the problem of like the
No,
exhaustion.
you go from one rat race to another rat race, and you
Yeah,
don't know which one is
exactly.
better, which one is worse.
Exactly. So it's like that's the example, like not that his mentorship or his advice is bad, but it's like you need to know like what you want to actually listen to when somebody's stuff.
Oh yeah, being able to have discernment. Oop, I went to church and they was talking about discernment in this next season, and I think I have good. I personally think I have good discernment. Not to toot my own horn, but I have good discernment, and I see something. I'm like, okay, no, this ain't it. No, this is not it. Like, what is this? What's that? But yeah, I do think it's important to know like what type of mentor you need and what type of mentee you are and what are your goals, because when you looking for a mentor, like I don't think always like you need to look for the top, like you don't really need the top executive mentor because first of all they might be too busy.
And also not even too busy. They just might not have the knowledge. Just because they have a title doesn't mean anything.
They do not have knowledge because they might apply for that job and they only have 1 year experience. And I still got it. So you need to like vet people. Like even my job now, like I don't even know if I would look for a mentor, but I'm like, who do I talk to most? What's going on? And this would be definitely like a career mentor, like in my job. Like, okay, this is who I go to ask this question. This is who I go to ask that question. So you need to vet people, talk to people, see how the conversation is. Like, I love this one girl at my job, but I just feel like she's so ditzy. But I'm like, woo, child, love you, girl. But I feel like you is ditzy. Okay. And it's just like, okay, girl, like you cool. Okay, next girl. But like, yeah, she's cool. But like they could be smart, they could be this, but like you might just need to go up like one level, or you might need to go to the side and like
Yeah,
see.
you can even have peer-to-peer mentorship, like somebody like quote unquote below you or like behind you. Behind you is probably a better way to say it, or then like a person above you.
Uh-huh. Definitely.
Like it
So
doesn't have to be some top level person.
yeah, it does not have to be top level person. So what I need y'all to do is write down right now, get some paper and pen out, write what you want in a mentor versus what you need in a mentor and how you want to show up. And then y'all should go and search and look for mentors and let us know if you found a mentor or if you have a mentor. let us know, because I think it's really important, and especially in like our communities and stuff like that. I think not that it's, I feel like mentorship is really important. There is people who have mentors out there, so I don't want to say that we don't mentor, but I don't think it's like always good to have more mentors or like more community like liaison mentorship. So you just know what you're doing out here, because it's hard out here for
And I really like was trying to think like when
anybody.
after college like is the first time that I feel like I had like a mentor or like an adult or somebody that was like giving advice. And like the first example I can think of, which this is again like an official mentorship type program, but I was a Girl Scout. So like that's definitely a form of like community per se. And
I was a volunteer for a Girl Scout before. It was like right before the pandemic.
oh,
I like working with little girls, the brownies and the people, and doing this, teaching them that. I'm thinking about doing it out here, but good gosh, I don't know if I got any more to my plate.
what you were doing when you were in Kentucky?
Yeah, I had like my own little, not my own little scout, but there was like a troop leader, and
Oh,
she's like a family friend. So I was like, okay, I'll help you, and I just went and I just did it. Actually, I only did it for a couple of months, because then it went like I started like all October, but then it went to January, and that's like when the pandemic happened and stuff like that. So I didn't really get to finish it, but I thought it was really cool. Like, but I like that. Like, I like working with young girls to like build them up, build self-esteem, like know that they're like beautiful, they're strong, they can do whatever they want to, because of course the world's going to tell you this and tell you that. So I really do have a heart and passion for mentoring and working with young girls, and I feel like representation matters. So if they see me doing it, then I know that they can do it. So I really like, actually, I really like mentoring.
yeah.
So that's just.
I'm really like thinking like hard now about okay, Girl Scouts, like again, wasn't necessarily a mentor mentee program, but like kind of was of like older people having a like troop of people. And then after that, like high school, I just was involved in like random stuff, but again, didn't have like a distinct adult that was like a mentor or like advice giver.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely not like really until college.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. I see what you're saying. I'm just college. I'm like, okay, I need a mentor now. Oh, like, I need a mentor now. Even though I have, I need another. I need another one, and I need another one. I need about 5 of them, because your girl be stressed out, don't know what to do, and trying to figure out the next move and still be stuck on the other move.
No, literally. And
Yeah.
the last thing I could think, because I mean, I feel like we definitely covered it all pretty like concisely of like why you should get one and stuff. But I think the last thing I would just say is like the tips of the relationship, because we kind of like talked about it a little bit of like,
Uh-huh.
you should communicate or you should have goals or whatever. But I feel like for the mentee, you should have like your goals. You should have what you want to get out of this. You should also I would say like tell the person if you sought them out like why you sought them out, because
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes if somebody's coming to you for advice or something, like you don't initially know why, or you don't like, not that you like downplay yourself, but you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just giving somebody advice, but they're the mentee is viewing you in like a higher light. So like I think the mentee definitely should say like why they sought somebody out or why they're like asking for their advice. Definitely communicating if like you can't make meetings, because going back to like how I was saying the person that I was gonna start meeting with just never showed up and like never followed
Yeah.
up or anything after. That's not really good, because it doesn't make me want to like help you after. Like I mean I still would, but I'm gonna kind of be like,
Unless it's like certain circumstances, like
yeah,
if you reach back out and you be like, okay, I was doing this, or like something happened or whatever, you
yeah.
know.
So definitely you should communicate. And then from the mentee as well, like letting as part of communication, like if it's not working anymore, like say that. Um, because you don't have to just keep doing it. And then from the mentor, definitely communicating, because like you were saying, people are busy or they're just like not not giving what they said they were gonna give.
Not
And
giving what
the
it said it was
mentor,
going to give.
and the
That's like
mentor,
all
I
too.
feel like advice would be like connecting the mentee with resources and like with other people, because I've also found that like sometimes mentors can get kind of like possessive over like their mentee, like oh no, this is like my mentee, like nobody can talk to them, or like you shouldn't talk to X, Y, and Z, but other people
I
can.
like my mentor actually, because she be telling me. Oh, sorry. I was like, my mentor, she'd be telling other men, she'd be like, okay, you can meet with this person. Okay, meet with this person. They do this. Okay, meet with this person. They do this. And I'm like, thank you. This is what I need. Like something to
That's
connect the dots, because honestly, like when you're not in a profession, or like when you're not in that, I would say, profession community, like you don't even really know where to start. Like how I'm trying to like transition to writing or content creating. Like it's like I don't know where to start. I mean, I guess I learned what I learned, but like you don't even know the next step to get anywhere. You can't really get to the top to the people because they acting like you ain't wrote nothing. You can't talk to them. So it's like it really is like a stressor. So I like that. Like when they're like, okay, you can look at this. Okay, you can do that. Like my mentor says me stuff all the time, but she has a lot of people who's like in the film industry, in the TV
yeah,
industry. So she sends me stuff. So I'm like, I'm grateful and thankful for that.
like you definitely should be providing
But if you have a mentor, you said what?
that you definitely should be providing resources to your mentee, like whether that's people, articles, books, like websites, like professional development.
Yes. Oh, also, if you're a mentor, let us know. If you're a mentor, let us know. But if you're looking for a mentor, you should let us know too. Maybe I can incorporate that, providing mentors for people.
Like a
That'll
whole
be a fee.
job.
You said what?
That's like a whole nother job.
Yeah, so that'll be a fee, but I can find a mentor for you. Just like I'm about to add apartment hunting as a fee, because that is a extreme sport anywhere in the world. I
It,
feel like if I quit my job, I could be a full-time apartment hunter and get paid some good money to find people apartments.
because that does take
I really feel like that a lot of time.
like a lot. And
A
you were
lot of time.
saying in our when we talked
Took
about
me 6 months.
you were saying in the one when we talked about relocating that like you work 9 to 5, but offices aren't open after. So what are you supposed to do?
Okay. Today one was called 6. I popped them in there at 5:50. I'm like, okay, so y'all open tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, it's like they don't be open on weekends and they be closing at 5 o'clock. Then they don't be answering their phones. So how am I supposed to reach y'all? Y'all just must don't want nobody to rent.
Luckily, I had a good experience that a lot of the well, like almost all the places got back to me quickly and kept like following up, which was good. So it's kind of unfortunate that these places
Well,
that
maybe Baltimore is built different. Maybe they're not used to people moving there or something. Atlanta don't care.
Oh my god,
Atlanta's like get in where you fit in, wherever that's at. So yes. I'm like, I need to make that a service. Okay.
oh my
Because
god.
that is crazy.
I'm trying to think because I feel like what I'm like proud of this episode because we covered a lot and I really genuinely can't think of anything else like because we like talked about it all.
Yeah. And I feel like this was a short and sweet episode.
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think if there's any other further tips or things about getting or being in the mentorship thing. I mean, I just think everybody does need them at some point. Like I said, now like I wouldn't say I have like a distinct mentor. I just have people that I go to for advice, like whether that's personally or professionally, but it's not like I have a mentor per se. And I don't really feel like I need one right now because of like having a mentor be like previously that helped a lot and being able to like network and like utilize resources and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you could also say that maybe everybody doesn't need to feel like you need a mentor, but you do need like people to give you advice from different levels and more so like the board of directors.
Yeah. Let us know who would be your board of directors. You got to comment on this Instagram post on who will be your board of directors. Okay, y'all. But yeah, this was a short and sweet episode with mentorship. That's what we want to talk about and who's on the board of directors. Yeah, so if y'all like this, make sure you subscribe and share. And I think that is really all we have for you all today on if you listen to this in the morning or the nighttime.
Or the midday, afternoon.
Or the midday, yes.
Late night, who knows?
Yeah, whenever you listen to it. I hope you enjoy this and I hope you share it and subscribe and join us for our next episode.
Yes, I concur.
Bye. Have a great night.
The Adulting Queen was made to help you navigate adulting because adulting is very, very, very ghetto. There's so many things that you don't know, you don't understand, and you are just winging it day by day. And that is why I created this platform. My name is Amber, and I'm the creator of The Adulting Queen. You can find me on Instagram at The Adulting Queen. Website is theadultingqueen.com. Facebook, The Adulting Queen, LinkedIn, The Adulting Queen, basically every platform, The Adulting Queen. Make sure you follow, share with your friends, because we are all just out here winging it and need support to make it through this adulting journey, which again is very ghetto. Like, I cannot stress that part enough. What I have done is host events, consultations, just post motivational things. And really, I hope by living my life out loud and authentically that that's inspiring others to do the same and to do it in a healthy, balanced manner. Again, because everybody does not have it figured out at all. And don't let anybody let you believe that they do. So again, follow me at The Adulting Queen, and thanks for listening.
Hey millennials, I am back with a special announcement. Millennial Thoughts Academy is launching in March. This is where we will help millennials learn everything they weren't taught in school, side hustle edition. So if you've always been interested in starting a side hustle, but you don't know where to go, you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to brand or market or promote yourself, make sure you enroll into the academy. That is by following us on Instagram at Millennial Thoughts Pod, and you can email me or you can DM me and say that you are interested, or click the link in our bio. We are so excited to be accepting people for our academy next month. Spots will fill fast. So it is a 6-week program, and it is 1-hour meetings every week. And at the end of it, you will have your side hustle, you will have your social media, and hopefully you will have your first sale. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please, please, please contact me. Get with me on Instagram, Twitter, or even Facebook. I have a group. Facebook is called Millennial Thoughts, page and everything. And you all are the first people to hear this because you all are listeners. So I greatly appreciate it. Please reach out to me. I want to help you all start side hustle so you can either get that new stream of income, pay back your debt, or even use the money to travel. It's your girl Alicia, and she's out. As content creators, it takes a lot of work to edit, publish, come up with ideas, and just be on for our supporters and our audience. I have decided to create a Patreon for this podcast. I would love if you all would support it. It's only $5 a month. You can get episodes early. You can go live with me, and you can get exclusive behind the scenes of when I do podcasts. All you have to do is download Patreon and go to patreon.com/millennial thoughts. There are different tiers, but the lowest one is $5, and that is only 16 cents a day. So if you would go and support the Patreon for this podcast, I definitely would appreciate it. And you will also get a shout out on the podcast episode. Thank you all so much.